Okay, my name is Bricelda, Bricelda Gonzales, and I'm going to share my testimony with whoever's out there listening or watching. Um, Actually, I was born and raised in a Christian home. My grandpa was a pastor, a minister, I guess you could say. My dad knew the word. I have uncles and aunts and cousins. We're all so-called Christians, or we were Christians actually. But at the age of about 15, I accepted God into my life because I knew that that's what was needed to be done. About, I guess, a couple of years later, I got baptized, and so then life started. The whole time that that I've been growing up, I've always believed that I was a Christian. I had been saved. I did the work. I've taught classes. I'm working with the youth at the moment. I got married. So then I got married. My husband accepted God. He decided to get baptized, and he had asked me, "Will you get baptized with me?" And I was like, "Sure." So I get baptized again for the second time. So then life continues because we're still working in the ministry. But about a month ago, I started taking some Bible studies, and one of the hermanas had said, "Hermana, what's your testimony?" And I'm like, "I don't have a testimony." She goes, "Sure, everybody's got a testimony." It's like, well, Bricelda doesn't have a testimony. So she goes, "Well, after some studies, you'll find out what your testimony is." It's like, okay. Well, so we started doing some Bible studying. Throughout this whole time, I had never, you always hear, got to read the Bible to get close to God, to know Him. Got to read the Bible. You got to be in prayer. Bricelda just thought it was easy with her strong hugs and smiles and good doings, that was sufficient. One thing that I started realizing was that I never spoke to other people about how to bring them to God. And I didn't have the words, I didn't have the knowledge because I wasn't reading the Bible. But one thing was that God bless you didn't come fluently to me because I had always told myself, well, I want to say it from my heart. So that was one of the things. And another thing was I can be super, super nice to people and offer them and help them and do this and that, but I could never, I just couldn't bring them, I couldn't bring myself to talking to them about the Lord. And that was something that was bothering me. So to me, I saw it to where I had this, it was a fear. That's what it was. So anyway, Jason starts this blog, and we're going to do testimonies. And last Sunday, actually, he shows up at the room. He's like, "Come on, Jeremiah, come on, somebody. And my husband goes, "I'll go." And then he's like, "Come on, you too, Bricelda." It's like, "I don't have a testimony." Well, he goes, "Sure, everybody's got a testimony." Well, everybody's got a testimony was hovering over me because I didn't have one, or I didn't know mine. We got into the office, and we're going to start recording, and I had questions because I didn't know what I was going to say. Well, after a couple of questions, Jason said, "You know what? Have you accepted God?" And it's like, "Yeah, I did back when I was 15. I go, "But just because that's what I knew." He goes, "Well, have you confessed that you've been a sinner?" Well, I know this sounds kind of weird because sinner to me was someone that drinks, smokes, does drugs, parties, and I didn't do any of that. So I didn't consider myself a sinner. So up to almost 40, this whole time I believed I was a Christian, but I had never ever confessed that I was a sinner. And so that Sunday night, I actually for the first time did my prayer. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to cry. I did my prayer, and I confessed that I was a sinner. And oh my gosh, everything changed. I mean, it just felt like this load off. It was just an excitement. It's difficult to explain because you have to go through it. But So yes, I accepted God into my heart a week ago, and here I am saying my testimony. So with that said, I have a testimony.